Hey everyone, this is the first artist review video that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to start, and basically you're going to send in your artwork and I'm going to review it. Not everyone's going to get in, so if you don't see your art, just send it in again, send something else in, and I'll critique it. I'm only going to feature the stuff that I have something to say about, because some of the stuff I was sent I didn't really have anything to say about, because I didn't know anything about the style or anything like that, or I just didn't have anything to give a critique about. So I'm gonna give a quick review of everyone's art, say what's good, what you could work on, and at the end I'm gonna pick one of them and actually do a quick little paint over, move some things around, just to try to show you better how you could improve. So starting, the first one is Wolf. This is by artist Zoryuba22. It's well done. I think it's done with pencil maybe. It's quite good. The anatomy looks right and everything like that. One thing I would add is maybe some more detail to the fur, because it looks kind of flat because you only really have the outline. So maybe add some more values in there with the pencil, some lighter shading and stuff like that. But besides that, it's pretty good. I have to go back. Okay, the next one is called Mother Dragon by Captain Virginta. It's really well done. It has a lot of detail, and I commend you for it. I would not have the patience to put all that detail in. You did like every single scale. I would not be able to do that. That is crazy. But I almost feel like I did something like this in a picture of mine for school. I did a snake and I did every scale. And I feel like doing that much detail almost takes away from the picture, because you look at it and it's just like a big blob of detail. You know what I mean? I feel like simplifying that detail, adding maybe larger scales so there's not so many, it would work well. It would work better, because then it wouldn't look so like crowded. Also, you could add some darker value, because right now it's all pretty much gray tones. That is harder to do with pencil, but add some like darker value down here where the shadow is, everything like that. But overall, it's really well done. On to the next one. And this will be a pretty long video. These will probably be like 15 minutes long, 20 minutes long. So, bear with me. I'll do about 10 pictures maybe every time. And this is the next one. It's called My Shy Life at the Beach by Abstract Eye. It's well done. There's a few things that I would change, like the way you put the water. I feel it doesn't add very much depth to the picture, because it looks like it's really close to it. I feel like if you made that horizon line up here, push the water back, it would just add more depth, make you feel like you're outside at the beach. And there's some lighting errors, like on the umbrella, like the light's coming from here, so there wouldn't really be like a dark spot here. That'll get better if you just practice. I would just practice, you'll get better. Study reference. If you do a lot of studies from reference, you'll start to understand how. The next one is called Joan of Arc. It's pretty good, by Crazy Kid. It's obviously a religious one. I'm not religious. I don't really know anything about this, but it's pretty well done. I actually like how you did the armor. Most people don't do armor well, but you actually did. You had the high contrast. You really did well on that. I have to give you that. One thing is the fabric. Fabric isn't very reflective, so usually even if there's an intense light, fabric won't get very bright. Like, it'll have that base color of blue here. It has that blue color right here for the base color. You did the darker values well, but then the light it wouldn't be this light. It would be like a slight difference because fabric isn't reflective. It's barely reflective, so it wouldn't change much. But overall, it's really well done. Okay, on to the next one. Okay, this is the next one. It's by as soon as the computer loads. It's My Lovely Fairy Tale by, I can't pronounce that, Fujimoto Tan. I really like this style. It's a really cool style. The colors are really well done, placed well. I like how you actually made the lighting, like you added the orange lighting because there's orange light sources. Some people don't do that. Some of the lighting's off, but overall it's really well done. One thing that kind of throws the picture off is the background. You added these like two bookcases, and then you added the books inside. I feel like you didn't spend enough time on the actual books themselves, because when I first looked at this picture, I didn't even think it was a bookcase. I thought it was like a castle door or something. They just don't really look like books. Like, you should add some depth to it, add the actual pages going into it, because right now they just look like kind of like flat things on here. You know what I mean? But overall, the actual person, everything is really well done. I would just spend some more time on the background. Yeah. This is the next one. Now, this style is a lot different than what I do. I'm more into realism, where I'm trying to be. I just started, so obviously it's not the best, but I'm going to try to learn realism before I get into anything else. And I would say that you should too, because when you get into realism, you know the body inside and out. And see, the anatomy of this is really off, like the arms especially. Arms aren't flimsy rubber, you know what I mean? So there's joints here, and if you can do realism, you can do manga and anime so much better, because you'll actually understand how the body works, and you'll be able to simplify it into the anime style without, you know what I mean? You'll actually know how to, because you know how to do realism. You'll be able to simplify the body into manga. But another thing I'd do is add more line variation. I don't know much about the style, but I know line depth is a big thing. So the thicker lines go on the outside, or and other things have thinner lines, like the cake right here. The icing should have thinner lines than the outline. I don't really know much, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works. So I'd keep a watch on that next time. Okay, the next two are, I have the exact same thing to say about them because they're really similar. They're both kind of realistic manga styles almost, but both of them. This one is by Mala Marina 04, and the next one, they have the exact same things to say about them, so I'm just going to switch to the next one. So where my computer's kind of slow, I dragged the video on. Anyway, this is the other one. It's a fan art of Sucker Punch, and I have the exact same thing to say about both of them. Add more values. You have really, like, the face is completely one value, or pretty much the exact same value. If you want to make something look realistic, you have to add more value. Like, say the light's coming from up here, you should add some shadow with where the hair is, and some shadow on the side of the face where the light isn't at, and under the chin, obviously, as the shadow is casting. This will make it look a lot more realistic, but overall they're both well done. I'm just saying you should add more values. And you can check out any of these, if you like any of these pictures, you want to watch the person or favorite them on Deviant Art, just go to my Deviant Art, and I have a collection called Video Critiques, and you can go in there and everything I'm reviewing, you can see in that collection. And this is another one. It's a pretty different style from everything else we've had in the video. I don't think it's a fan art. I think this is an original character, maybe? I'm not sure. It's called Hatsune Miku Rolling Girl. It's a lot different, so I don't really know anything about the style. I've never tried to do a style like this. It's really cool. One thing that I would do is add more detail to the shirt, because it looks really flat to me. It's just like a black blob almost, so I'd add some like wrinkles or something, but besides that, it's really well done. It's really cool style. I think we have one more, and then I'm going to do the paint over. And last but not least is Azura's Awakening to Saturn by Natme07. It's pretty well done. Like I said, I don't know anything about manga or anime because I really don't do it. I'm trying to learn realism first. But I'd suggest to you the same thing I suggested before. I'd learn realism first, because it'll be so much easier to make your manga and animes look so much more, I don't know how to say it, more like convincing. Because right now I see some anatomy flaws, like the legs and everything. They don't have any of the muscles in them that actual legs have. So overall it's well done. I like the background especially. But like I said, I'd work on actual anatomy just so you can apply that to your animes. Now, I'll be right back with the draw over. Okay, now this is the picture I chose to do the paint over of. It's called, I'm pretty sure it was El Lollet by band Geek Girl. I chose this as the paint over just because I feel like it's the one that needs the paint over the most. This is going to be in the video critique collection too, so you can go check that out if you like it. I'm pretty sure it's fan art. I've never seen this whatever this is, this anime maybe. I've never seen it before, but I don't really watch a lot of anime anymore. But I feel like if you want to get better at doing this stuff, like I said, you have to learn the actual anatomy. Like, I'm gonna just paint over it, like a really basic paint over of how the head would be actually shaped. You did a good job on the hair and the hands and everything. It's just the head looks really off to me. Like, I'm just gonna do a basic head shape. And when you do a head, just do a circle first and then add the jaw on. You know what I mean? So then you just do this. And then you just add the jaw on. So maybe it goes like that. Just like that. This person has a pointy chin. And the neck would go like this. And you'll see the other one. Oops. Maybe move that over a little bit. Shrink it down a bit. And then that would go like that to the shoulders. And I don't really understand what this is. You added this line here. don't really understand what it is. I feel like you're trying to put the clavicle in, which is a bone in the shoulder, you have one on each side. It doesn't look like that. I commend you for trying, but it comes off the shoulder kind of like this, and that, and then you'd have one on the other side like that. But it wouldn't look like that. No one has a bone there, just like sticking up, protruding into their chin. But this is why you should study anatomy, just so you can get better at that. And then smiling or whatever. Just kind of like repositioning everything. You know what I mean though? Just like, it's just like that. I'll actually move around with like this. And obviously you don't have the luxury to do this because you did this traditionally, but in this case, the eye would be way over more because yours almost looks like it's back here, the way you did it. So like I said, you should really plan out the head shape before you get into the actual drawing process. Pretty much move everything over a little tiny bit. A second. Have to unlock this. You can unlock the background layer in Photoshop by double clicking, just to let you know. And then move this over a tiny bit. And then you can just block the color back in. Just turn my opacity up. Like I said, I don't know what this person actually looks like, because I'm pretty sure this was a fan art. I don't remember now, I didn't look. But, so I don't really know what this person actually looks like, so I can't make the likeness exactly, but you get the idea. It's all about where you put things. You have to study the anatomy. I see you did the hair well. You did the hair, like I said in my how to draw video. Put the hair over the head like it's hovering. You did that well. You just didn't place the parts of the face well. That's why you should do some anatomy studies, draw faces, practice drawing faces from reference, stuff like that, and you'll get a lot better. See how much better that looks now that everything's placed pretty much in the right space. Before, the way you had it just looked kind of off to me. Like, you did the rest of the picture really well, you just didn't place the facial features right, and it just throws the picture off to me. So I don't be afraid, even if you're doing traditional stuff, don't be afraid to erase, because there's no point in keeping something if it's wrong. Don't get attached to your artwork. Don't be afraid to erase, because if you keep something that's wrong, it's one thing that I picked up was Sikra says it's like polishing a turd. If you did this picture really well, but you drew the eyes in the wrong place, and then you kept going with the picture, and it was just like you just kept going with it. I'm not calling your picture a turd or anything. I'm just saying that if you don't place everything right, you should just, yeah. So try to just study anatomy more, and you'll get better. Another thing I would do, I can't really do it in this picture because it's on the background layer and it'd just be too much work, is you could have added a darker value in the background. It would have added more contrast, like this. Like his hair is dark, so maybe down here you could have went darker with, like, I don't know, a 4B pencil or something. When I used to do a lot of pencil work, I would invest in what are they called? They're like pencils that come in a kit. It has 4H through 8B. I would invest in those. They're about $10, but they're so helpful because you get so much value range. It's almost like you're painting in grayscale. It's really good, so I'd invest in those. They're not that expensive. Sorry if these videos are long. You might not want to watch the whole thing. It might get boring to you. I don't know. Some people like longer videos, some people don't. It's really up to you how far you go, and you might want to just watch to the point where I review your artwork and then leave. But you might want to watch the whole video just so you learn something. But you see what I mean? It just adds more contrast because he has that white shirt on. It adds some contrast to the white shirt because it's dark now down there. So, and then you have the lighter value up here where his hair is like dark. I'm pretty sure the person that sent me this subscribed, so if you're watching, I hope you don't mind me painting over. And if you do, I don't care. Because I'm allowed to. Maybe add some darker values. Like I said, I think you did this all with probably the same value pencil. You probably did this all with like a HB or whatever, so it's harder to get a very wide value range. But so that's why I would invest in those pencils. They're really helpful. I'm just adding some shadow of the hair, everything like that. But overall, like I said, you did a really good job on it. I would just work on anatomy just because you just kind of placed the facial features wrong, like I said. And if I ever sound mean in these videos, I don't mean to. It's just, I'm just trying to help you guys. So, that's it, I'd say. Like I said, remember this. Just try to like plan everything out before you get into the actual rendering of the stuff, and it'll turn out a lot better. So, until next time, I'll do another one of these. I'll do one of these maybe every 1 or 2 weeks. So send in some more artwork and I'll review it. Until next time, see you later.